All right, legends. Is the feed coming through? Yes, the feed is coming through. Welcome to another live stream. Woohoo! Got the rejection exactly at the daily level, a level that we discussed this morning in the Legends Pro community for a potential short. That was the only level that I was willing to short. Also, when you take a FIP from the high to the low, 786, that's where you build confluence. From a technical perspective, I mean, what can I say? Technical analysis is absolutely beautiful. 786 daily level, got the week here to the upside, right on the 1 hour time frame. And we left a week behind, bearish sign, got the drop here to the downside. And now the question is, will the drop continue, or are we just going to keep on moving here to the upside? Right, legends, as per the thumbnail, perhaps this will be the bullish bounce. Okay, maybe that we will get that bullish bounce and we will continue here to the upside. I do have a little bit of a concern, which I will also discuss in this live stream. We will also discuss, well, what is the probability for a bullish bounce here to the upside, or are we going to come and claim $93,000 and even sub $91,000? Stay tuned, smash up that like button. If you are not already subscribed yet to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get the notifications when I go live to educate and discuss the high probability setups here on the price of Bitcoin. Let's get the party on the road. And as always, let's go.
Big move in Bitcoin then, in contrast to all the notes I wrote pre-show, which were telling me that this was going to put Bitcoin under pressure.
The narrative that perhaps this launch of these political meme coins will sap flows from Bitcoin is showing us that it's really not the case this morning. If anything, it's just accelerated the momentum and the excitement around cryptocurrency under another Trump administration.
Hi, Dewald. What is all this FOMO about? Should I buy Bitcoin now?
Are you smoking your socks? You should rather watch my show. You should rather watch my show.
All right, legends, let's get the party on the road. Let's do some technical analysis. I'm trying to keep it fun. I mean, technical analysis at the end of the day is technical analysis, and most people will argue, well, technical stuff is boring. So I'm trying to keep it a little bit exciting. Play some nice music in the background. Put your comments here on the screen. Destroy the like button. Yes, on your way in. Right, 27 likes. I know we can do better than that. All you need to do is click that like button on your way in. Helps the YouTube algorithm spread this channel to people that haven't seen it yet before. Right. Who else? Let's say hi to the beautiful community. This is the best intro. Thank you so much. Hello, Dewald. Love the intro music. Thank you. Me and my brother put that together, but there's a little surprise coming. I can't wait to share that. But all good things takes time. When you go into a restaurant and they have a little sign hanging there and it says, please be patient while waiting for your food, because we prepare your food with fresh ingredients. Right, that's the restaurants you want to go to. Patience. Okay, you have to have patience to get the reward. Right, let's go, legend. The alpha is coming. Yes, Mr. Crypto Big Brain Mods, I appreciate the support over here. Hi, Dewald. The Rolling Walnut, welcome here to the live stream. I'm just here for the intro music. Okay, well, cool. Then I'll see you tomorrow. Or maybe stay tuned. I'll play the intro song a little bit later again. Tia, it's most fun. Yes, it is for me fun, at least. That's why I do it, right? Love the technical analysis here on the price of Bitcoin. The one thing that we have to acknowledge over here, legends, is that this drop here to the downside took place with quite a significant amount of selling pressure. So for now, I would expect momentum to still continue a little bit to the downside. And then we can go and assess the high bouncing area for potential bullish bounce back to the upside as per the thumbnail. And then I will also discuss my concern. But I do think momentum is potentially still going to continue for now here to the upside. Right, Dewald, if you want more altcoins, let me know. Gillian, absolute legend. Let me show you guys. Let me show you. You remember my CVD template that I have over here, where I look at bullish and bearish CVD. Okay, don't have any bullish CVD. I do think the momentum can still continue a little bit here to the downside. I didn't know I could upload the ETH CVD template as well. So now I have, ta-da, Mr. Gillian here in the Legends community, okay, gave me the ETH CVD chart as well. Yes, it only has one line, but I mean, one line is better than no line, right? It's now nice to be able to trade Bitcoin, where I can see CVD, and also ETH, where I at least can see bullish or bearish momentum here on the smaller time frames. And for now, okay, ETH is starting ever so slightly. ETH is starting to build up bullish CVD. So perhaps this is going to be a bullish correction here for Bitcoin, giving the alts a little bit more steam here to the upside. Interesting what I found over here is, let me just take the comment here out the way. Right, AR. They do not care about this little rejection here from Bitcoin. This is the AR trade that I am in, okay? Legends, I do not like to trade 20, 30, 50 altcoins at the same time. Okay, I like to concentrate my focus onto 1, 2, maybe 3 altcoins, and primarily I do 99% of my day trading on Bitcoin. But when I do spot opportunities like AR, I am very bullish on the macro structure, and this is why I'm so focused on AR, not because of the fundamentals. From a technical perspective, it looks absolutely sexy, especially on the larger time frames. And then here from the smaller time frames perspective, what I'm in essence trying to do over here is to catch the bottom, okay, with exceptionally good risk management. If I'm wrong, like I was over here, trying to catch this SFP, I caught this SFP over here, okay, and I get stopped out, I will re-enter, okay, because I got stopped out with no loss. And now again, I have entered here at $8.52, and my position is protected. I do, you know, my stop loss is slightly above my entry, and I will keep on catching the bottoms and not be, you know, and not being stopped out with massive losses in the bags, because I know the bullish momentum that could potentially skyrocket here to the upside, like with AR, like with Link, and a couple of others that I'm keeping an eye on as well. But I mean, people are not interested at the moment in altcoins because, you know, nothing's really happening at the moment. Dominance is still chopping here sideways, you know, up, a little bit down. And I think only once we start seeing those 20, 30, 50% increases on most of the altcoins and dominance starts dropping over here, then the altcoin season, you know, or then people are here on the live stream going to be like, please look at this, please look at this, please look at this, because I just remember with this little dump over here, yes, I had my hands full of people just asking for altcoin request after altcoin request. Like, I just got tired of the altcoin requests. And then when dominance goes up, right? Bitcoin, please, Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. And then when dominance drop, altcoins, 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 right? It's not time yet, but, you know, I'm showing you guys what I am doing. I am currently 77% up here on the position. I am not particularly going to take aggressive profits with this trading setup that I have over here. Yes, we have just hit resistance, and I did take a little bit off the table. A teeny, tiny, weeny little, teeny, weeny little bit, okay? Small little bit. I am building up a swing position that I could potentially cash out at $80. This is the position that I'm looking for over here. And if I have to get stopped out 20 times before price moves in my favor, so be it. Because I know that that move will be absolutely epic, right? Look, I mean, yes, we're going to do the technical analysis here on Bitcoin in a moment. But I just want to show you guys something over here. So let me take the scribble out the way, hide the image, right? This is the move that I'm watching. let me go on to the log scale and show everyone. Okay, right. This is the low. I just want to quickly show everyone why is Dewald always discussing AR here on his live stream. Because look at this beautiful structure. Okay, let me take that out the way. Please ignore the trend lines because the trend lines do go a little bit funky wonky when I jump into the logarithmic scale over here. But look at where the low is, where the high is, and where we are now. We are at the 0.618. We are flirting and dancing around inside of this consolidation area that's currently providing support. And if it still gets choppy and I keep on getting stopped out, at some point it is going to say, okay, choppiness over, let's go, right? And I want to be in that move. And I will keep on catching the bottoms with good risk management. Not losing capital, being stopped out at break even. Yes, I will pay myself on the way up because that's just what I do as a technical trader. And I might even compound the position on the way up, meaning that when I start seeing severe bullish signs, and for example, if I go back here onto the regular scale, okay, one of the bullish signs where I will definitely add to the position is once we take this high. And I know it is very far away, but the potential for upside, I do see at least, okay, dare I say, a $80 AR in the coming months. And what I will be waiting for is, first thing I want to see is consolidation, breakout, okay, it's already broken that trend. Now I want to see it break this trend. It needs to consolidate outside. Then maybe it's going to start breaking this trend, chop, 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 chop. I'm not going to do anything. No, not going to do anything. I'm going to wait for AR to start finding upwards momentum. And once it claims this high and it comes back for a retest, it will come back for a retest. I know it because everything moves in waves. Once it comes back for a retest, I will add here. This is where I'm going to get very aggressive because I already have an entry over here. And if I do add with this retracement, it's most likely just going to drag my entry up. I can still protect it with a stop loss because now you have changed market structure. That is what I'm waiting for. You have now changed market structure. You have a higher high. I am going to be buying up the higher low like a crazy maniac. And it is most likely going to rampage here to the upside because as a technical trader, I have to give the structure the benefit of the doubt. It's just what I need to do, right? That's what I do. But I can still get aggressive with this position with good risk management. And if I'm wrong, I get stopped out with break even. And then I look for the next trading opportunity. Right, legends, let's get back here onto the price of Bitcoin. Yes, currently still getting the fall here to the downside, like I've said, okay? But we do have the potential for a bullish bounce, okay, which we will analyze and discuss now inside of this live stream. Let me put on some background music. There we go, there we go. Some nice little background music in the back. Excuse me, I'm drinking soda water over here, so lots of air coming out. Right, legends, let's go, Dewald on the ones and twos. Right, ETH trend line 1 hour. What is ETH doing over here? Oh, ETH is also getting a little bit of a correction. I mean, obviously, if Bitcoin takes a dump to the downside and dominance is still creeping here to the upside, you can't really expect fireworks from altcoins, okay? So let's go here onto the daily time frame. It's not time yet. It's not time yet, but you will know. You will know when it's time. And maybe some of the altcoins have found their bottoms. But I have seen also a couple of altcoins that from a timing perspective, they are not ready yet. Okay? From a timing perspective, it looks like some of the altcoins still need to correct into the end of March, which is another reason I like AR, because if I take a time fib and I have to go to the log scale to find that pivot, okay, let's go find that pivot here on the log scale, right? Because then I can see the pivot properly. I take my time fib from the low to the high. And this is why I am so interested in AR at the moment, because from a timing perspective, it looks like it could be one of those altcoins that's going to start running first because of where it is from a corrective timing perspective. It's already past the 1-to-1 extension, where some of the other altcoins have now just crossed the 0.382. Okay, so some of the altcoins have made a pump to the upside. They are still correcting, but they are over here, just after the 382, where AR is already past the 1-to-1 extension, and which means that the impulse and the corrective structure is now becoming longer than the impulse, and that's usually a bullish sign. When you have a longer corrective structure that is past the 1-to-1 and you have not claimed the low just as yet, it's usually a great bullish sign for probabilities that you are going to continue momentum to the upside and form a higher low. I mean, AR could potentially get the bounce at any time, right? This could be the low here for AR. It could be the low. But the level that I like the most on AR is the 786. I really like the 786. And if I do get a 786 AR and get stopped out, once again, I don't mind, because I get it for cheaper, which means that the momentum to the upside is going to give me more profits, because I would like all of the liquidity, all the stop losses below these lows to be swept up. That would be my favorite scenario, to see that. But I might not get it, okay, because it is at the 618. It is finding support inside of this consolidation area. Another interesting thing that I just want to point out over here is when you take a fixed range profile for this consolidation area, okay, you can see, okay, well, that's actually the resistance. I actually wanted the point of control, but I think the point of control jumps around between logarithmic and regular, right? Is that this pivot has actually tapped the point of control. But, you know, that is the zone. That is the zone. So maybe it's still going to come down here from a logarithmic perspective and then break out. I wouldn't mind. I actually, and I know this sounds crazy, legends, I actually would not mind being stopped out of this trade for a little bit lower. Okay. So let's go back here onto the 4 hour. I know I'm stuffing around here on AR, but I mean, it has a couple of bullish signs over here. It is going sideways. Has broken the local trend here to the upside. This is the next trend that it needs to break, okay? Because it could very well reject and then fall back down. This is a very interesting zone here at the bottom. Not gonna lie, so I wouldn't mind getting stopped out of this trade. I've already taken a teeny weeny little bit of profits over here, and I will take more profits when we hit that high. So for now, this is my trading setup, but I am building up something a little bit bigger here to the upside, because I do potentially see a $80 AR, which could get absolutely crazy here to the upside. Let's see if that's going to play out in the coming months. Okay, right, legends, let's get back here onto the price of Bitcoin. Can we go over Bitcoin scenarios, please, Dewald? CG, yes, let's go over Bitcoin scenarios. By me going over AR and some of the altcoins, I am also sharing with you education, what I am doing, so that you can learn to do the same thing. Okay, I love to focus on education as well. So I know that people want the trading setups, they want to know the levels, but if you can learn to do it yourself, you don't even have to watch this channel. You don't have to follow anyone on YouTube. You can do it by yourself. Okay, and this is why I go through these scenarios, to teach you how to do it yourself. Right, cool, legends. Now, I mean, let's go here onto the 15-minute time frame and just look at this structure. I mean, this structure here to the upside is a little bit of a nightmare to count. Okay, I can take the FIP out the way, but this structure, okay, is a little bit, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that the correction? Now it's building up another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then you have the correction. Now it's building up multiple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. Okay, so it does look for now that it's maybe forming a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and maybe it's going to get that explosive third wave here to the upside. definitely a possibility. I want to show you guys something. Okay, if you have a photographic memory, let me clean it up here for everyone. Okay, let me switch. Okay, I actually want to put that in my today folder. Let me switch everything off over here. I want you to look at this structure. Look how bullish and choppy it is here to the upside. Okay, pay attention to this little structure, because I think I've seen this structure before a couple of times. And just maybe, when you look at this structure over here, and I go back here onto the 4-hour time frame, and we reverse, we go back a little bit. Okay, let's go back a little bit over here to where this pump started. Right. Does everyone remember? Does everyone remember $48,941? Do you remember that? Okay. Do you see this structure to the upside? But more importantly, do you see this choppiness, this mess here to the upside? Just higher low, it comes back down, then it continues back up here, and then you get the dump, right? You go back up, and then you get another dump. 3-wave corrective structure, impulsive structure, 3-wave corrective structure. I believe we are now here. Do you guys see the similarity? I'm not going to go and count the waves in detail or anything like that, but do you see the similarity with the choppiness to the upside? And the reason it reminds me of this price action is because every time we came back for a retracement, there was bullish CVD. We pumped up, we came back, there was bullish CVD. We pumped up, we came back, there was bullish CVD. And I'm seeing exactly the same thing in the structure that we are right now. We pump up, we came back, bullish CVD. You come back up, you bullish, more bullish CVD, right? I can't remember if there was bearish CVD between those two pivots, but I remember as price was falling here, there was bullish CVD building up, and then we did an SFP, and then, I mean, the rest is history. We just went up after that, okay? I'm not saying we're going to $120,000, $150,000 legends. I'm just saying that the structure looks incredibly familiar. Okay, so what I now want to explain to everyone is when you look at this structure, over here, and this dump that we now had to the downside, it looks like that was the first initial leg that we are getting now to the downside. So maybe we're still going to continue. We're going to come back up for a lower high. We're going to come back. Okay, I just want to see, out of interest sake, when you take a fib from the low to the high, where did we get the bounce? We got the bounce at the 50% fib level. Okay, 3-wave corrective structure, we got the bounce at the 50% fib level. From a timing perspective, let's see. Okay, time fib from the low to the high. Where did that low end? After the 0.618. That is where the low ended. So looking at this structure over here, let's go back to the current price action and do the exact same thing. Okay, let's clean it up. Let's rewind or fast forward. And this is where we are right now. And I mean, I am now on the 4-hour time frame, but I'm seeing a similar structure forming here on the 15-minute time frame. So let's go onto the 15-minute time frame. Look at this structure. I mean, it just looks awfully the same, right? It looks very much like to be looking the same over here. If this is the high for now, where's my pen? If this is the high for now, then what I need to do is take a fib. First things, take a fib from the low to the high. Okay. From a timing perspective, let's put the time fib in from the low to the high. Okay. And you can see that we are still very, very, very far away from the 0.618, the orange line. Pay attention to the orange line. There we go. Okay. There's the 0.618. So from a timing perspective, if this is the end, okay, and I will explain now the bullish case scenario as well, okay? If this is the end for now, you would expect a larger corrective structure that is potentially going to end after the 0.618, but at a minimum, it needs to finish after the 0.382. Okay, it doesn't have to finish exactly in the same spot as long as the corrective structure finishes after the 21st of February, 9 o'clock in the morning, Central Europe, or 8 o'clock Central European time. Okay, so maybe, just maybe, we are going to get that corrective structure, tap the 50% FIB level. Okay, even the 382 is perfectly fine, but the 50% and 618 is the zones, and then we get continuation here to the upside. One thing I do want to point out, if price continues to the upside doing this, okay, it goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down, all I'm going to do is just drag my FIB up, because at some point the correct of this structure has to correct itself. It has to correct itself, the structure. So maybe it continues, it continues, it continues, and then only does it come down. Okay, we did now get the rejection at the daily level, so there's a chance that price could potentially now find a little bit of more downwards momentum. I just want to go back to Bitcoin CVD and see if I can see a little bit of bearishness. Wait for that to load up. No berry CVD at the moment. No berry CVD. Okay, so don't really have CVD playing ball at the moment. Oh, that's the daily level that's getting retested at the moment. Let's do the daily level over here. Right, that's the daily level getting retested at the moment. Right, legends. From a rejection perspective, this is the zone where you actually want to see the rejection, because it's kind of like the only resistance, major resistance that we have left to the upside is the daily level. If I go and switch on all my levels, weekly levels, let's look at point of controls. There's not much happening here to the upside, okay, from a level perspective. There's not much happening. Yeah, it's nothing. It's just open air, which tells me that the rejection needs to happen in this zone if it's going to reject, because another bullish case scenario, okay, and I'm sure Andy has spoken about this bullish case scenario as well, is that it can, I do think it carries low probability at the moment. What if it's forming a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and now it's just going to lift off in a third wave? This is not a zone where I will be looking for any shorts. It's not a shorting zone. There's no levels. There's no confluence over here, right? Yes, you have a little pivot for potential SFP, but you're most likely going to SFP, come down, and then continue momentum here to the upside. So this is not really a zone where I want to aggressively short for an epic move to the downside. Yes, you could potentially SFP, okay, in the middle of nowhere with no confluence from a high, because there's usually a lot of liquidity above a high. Definitely a possibility. But what I want to highlight over here is from a daily, weekly point of controls, and there's nothing. Okay. I'm not sure if Andy spoke about that. I was in his live stream for the first couple of minutes, 10, 20 minutes, and then I had to go and do some other stuff. But for now, right, we are getting a lot of selling pressure kicking in. I like to keep an eye on volume. There's a lot of selling pressure kicking in here at the moment. So it would be nice to get a little bit of a cool off, especially, okay, now that we've double bottomed over here. So this bounce over here, what I want to show everyone over here is this bounce, okay? This bounce is not a bullish bounce. You wanted this price to retrace here by the 786. Now you made a double bottom, which is usually a bullish sign for a little bit more upwards momentum, but I don't know, it doesn't look convincing to me just to do that based on this. It's not convincing at all. Right. Cool. Let's see how this plays out. I mean, we got the back test at the daily level, right? So if I go here onto the 5-minute time frame, just want to see for interest sake, because I know that some legends, if you missed the swing failure from the daily level with your stop above the high, often what price loves to do is it rejects and it comes back and it retests the scene of the crime. you take your fib from the high to the low. Okay, where did we get the rejection? At the 618. That is a bearish rejection. 618, 50%, and 786. We did not tap the 0.88. If price continues up here and it taps the 0.88, you increase the probability of taking the high. And until you've done that, this is a good rejection zone. Very good rejection zone. Right, so this is potentially your re-entry. The back test, which is a safer entry. Because sometimes a lot of traders, okay, that play swing failure patterns, they struggle to get in here. And then, you know, the market is sometimes so nice that it gives you a second opportunity to get back into the short. You put your stop loss above the high, you enter over here, and you take profits when you hit support. Okay, support is, for me, is over here. This is not really support. Okay, this is just a double bottom. I think it has a high chance of claiming it again, right? And maybe finding support here by the naked point of control that we've broken out of this morning. And I actually think that's a fresh naked point of control. Yes, this is a fresh naked point of control. This is the one we broke out from this morning. Okay, but I am going to just delete that level. I don't need it now. Let's clean up the kitchen. And so now what I want to do, legends, is it's about creating a plan at the bottom. Okay, so I now want to create a trading plan here for potential long to the upside. And if we do continue to the upside, where am I potentially going to look for another short to the downside? Okay, I did unfortunately not jump into this short. I was busy with other things. If I did see that, and now I'm here on the live stream with a back test, I would have most probably gotten into the back test with some good risk management. And, you know, that's how we trade. It would be nice to see some bearish CVD, but I mean, we don't always get what we want. Right, so legends, if this is the high for now I need to build a trading plan. And if price continues, then I will change my trading plan, but my levels stay the same. My naked point of control, my daily level, I mean, they're not going to move around based on price action, okay? But the Fibonacci's will move around. So first point of order is we have a naked point of control. I just want to make sure that that is a fresh naked point of control. Let's go here onto the hour. I want to switch on the session volume profile. I just want to see if that naked point of control has been tapped or if it's indeed fresh. Okay, let's go to the daily. It's slightly at a different place on the 1 hour. And then for me to correct for any errors, what I like to do is take a fixed range profile, snap it onto this candle, and just make sure, yes, it is exactly where it needs to be and it has not been tapped. You can see, you know, there's your point of control, which means yesterday, this is where the most amount of volume was traded, right over there. So untapped naked point of control. Okay, now we can go back here onto the 15-minute time frame and build the confluence. Right, so together with the 0.382, if price continues here, okay, definitely a longing opportunity. Okay, because after each impulse, when you hit a major fib level for the first time, you usually get a nice reaction. Okay, so maybe it continues down here, it bounces, it makes a lower high, and it continues momentum. And now you have the 50% Fibonacci with the daily level, right? Love it, love it, love it. And maybe it dips down below and it claims the liquidity below these lows as well. Dips below, gets the, you know, like it did over there. Look how high it went above the daily level. It could do that as well. Even tap the 618 and then get acceptance back above. But what I would like to see is a 3-wave corrective structure. I want to see a 3-wave corrective structure. After an impulse and you see a 3-wave corrective structure like I've just shown you on the 4-hour time frame, that is very nice. Very nice for a bounce here to the upside where you could potentially go to much higher levels. But I'm only going to work out the targets for this bounce to the upside once we get here, because there's still a lot that can happen in this zone. Maybe we continue to pump here to the upside. Okay, because there's just no berry CVD. So I don't particularly like that double bottom because of how deep the retracement went. Would be nice to get a little bit of a deeper retracement. Right, just want to see something. If I take a fib from this pivot to the high, we did tap a major fib level at least. Okay, so there's still that other bullish case scenario, legends, where this is a 1-2, 1-2, and this is now a 1-2, or even a 1-2, where this is an ABC. Okay, you have tapped a major fib level. And what if this is 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and it just rock and rolls here with a third wave to the upside? Okay, it's just, it's not a place for me to, if you're not in these longs over here, or maybe you played a breakout here along the way, or you got in at an SFP over here, or you got in at the double bottom over here, it's not really a place where I want to get into a long. So if it continues here to the upside, then so be it, right? So be it. There's always another trade around the corner. It's just not at a place. You're hitting resistance, you're getting the reaction. It's not a place where I would like to long. Even if it continues, I don't care. I don't care, because I know tomorrow I'm going to have a new trading setup, and I'm going to either short or long, depending on what the price shows me, right? But this was the short that I highlighted this morning in the Legends Pro community. Guys, look out for the daily level. Okay, is especially if we continue the momentum here to the upside. This is a potential rejection zone over here for a little bit of a cool off to the downside. Okay, right. Let's go through some more comments. And also, legends, what I want to do tomorrow, okay, maybe not today, but tomorrow, what I want to do tomorrow is I want to make it a comments focused live stream. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the comments into, so that everyone can see the comments, and I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best tomorrow to go through every single comment. It's going to be about you. Tomorrow's live stream is going to be about you, where you can ask trading questions, you can ask personal questions, anything that you would like to ask, settings for specific Fibonacci, whatever you want to ask, you can ask it in tomorrow's live stream. Okay, but I am going to, I will explain the rules tomorrow for the chat, okay, but I'm going to try and go through every single comment. Let's see if that's even going to be possible. Right. Hi, Dewald. Why do you use the logarithmic fib retracement and not the linear one? Because when I look at something that has pumped more than 100%, especially when I focus on the daily and the weekly time frames, okay, it's much better to look at the logarithmic, because it caters for the percentage moves. So the best way that I can explain it is that 1% at $10,000 and 1% at $100,000 is very different. Okay, so for example, if you look at AR, okay, that has done phenomenal things here to the upside, and you put it into regular scale, okay, and you go onto the daily time frame. I only use it on the daily and weekly time frames and higher. I don't mess around with it on the smaller time frames. Okay, this is very difficult to analyze. These structures is very difficult to analyze these structures, and this structure, it almost looks like it's going to come and claim the low over here. Okay, because of the insane pump that happened to the upside. And when you take your fib here from the low to the highs, you can see 1,200%. When you see big percentages like that, it is really in your best interest on the larger time frames to analyze the logarithmic scale, because look at how pretty it looks. It compensates for the percentage moves. Now I can see all the structures that look, this range over here look like a flat line on the regular. Now I can count the waves. From an Elliott wave perspective, I can go and count the ABC corrective structures. I can see the pivots clearly. I can do my Fibonacci's a lot better. And that is basically why I do it. Okay. Right. We are going to see, are we going to see 99K today? It is a possibility, right? If price continues to move here to the upside, it is a possibility. Yeah, I mean, I just want to see something over here. 1, 2, 1. I mean, it's just an absolute mess to count the structure, and I'm not going to go into the 1 minute time frame to go and count the structure, right? It's just not my cup of tea. But what I would like to do is to say that, well, I take my trend bridge fib from this high to the low, I drag it across, I reverse it. I want to just see if we tapped a B flat target to the upside. No, we actually rejected here by the 1.618. So this is not that needs to be the high over there. Right, legends, then to the upside. Okay, I have my trading plan here to the downside. I have a daily level at the 50% Fibonacci. I have a naked point of control at the 0.382. If you do not have these levels, purely from a price action perspective, okay, I really like this pivot and these two pivots, and I also like that pivot. So from a price action perspective, you might be asking yourself, Dewald, what do you mean from a price action perspective? Is that from a price action perspective, when people long here to the upside, where do they put their stop losses? Okay, you have to put that hat on in terms of retail traders. Retail traders, people that don't have experience, people that play the momentum to the upside, they don't take profits, they play the long year to the upside, they think it's the trade. Where do they put their stop losses? Retail, put their stop losses below the lows. Okay, maybe they longed over here somewhere. Where do they put their stop losses? Here below the lows. Maybe someone longed this area, okay, and now there's stop losses below this low as well. But I'm giving the structure the benefit of a doubt to be bullish. But in between, in the middle of the structure, when the impulse is finished, usually what happens is the market makers come back down and they go hunt these stop losses. Okay, and this pivot is the best lowest pivot from where price is at the moment to come and claim these stop losses. So for me, this is a good zone to look for a long, purely based on price action without taking any Fibonacci, Elliott wave. I don't care about anything else. From a price action perspective, this looks very juicy. And then when you apply technical analysis to the structure and you go and you take your fib from the low to the high, and right, you switch on your daily levels, your point of controls, that's now where you start building confidence. And you're like, okay, we have a 50% fib here as well. We have a daily level, right? That pivot is a little bit low, but it's unlikely that the market makers will just do that and leave them all protected over there. Unlikely. That bounce, okay, and this is now where it gets interesting. If you take a fib from that pivot to the high, okay, if you get a bounce at the 0.88, you increase the probabilities that you're going to come and take the low, right? So if you get a bounce over here, I would at least expect that low to be taken. So it bounces, rejects, and then it takes the low, and then maybe you get the momentum to the upside. So I know that I love that pivot for potential long year to the upside. Okay, cool. So legends, we have our levels, right? We have the naked point of control at the 382. Let me just take this fib out the way. But I mean, I hope that I'm explaining to you how I look at the market, how I build confluences. Even if you know nothing about Elliott wave theory, don't worry, you can still be a successful trader. I can tell you guys now, I was a successful trader even before I knew Elliott wave theory. Okay, I used pivots, swing failure patterns, I used swing failure patterns, I used Fibonacci, daily levels, naked point of controls, and trend lines. That's what kept me profitable. And then, you get interested in Elliott wave theory because you see other people talking about it. Looks interesting. Oh, they use fib extensions. They now know where the waves is going to go. Oh, is this a bullish wave? Is this a bearish wave? So, it just becomes interesting, and then you start looking at everything like that as well. So, yeah. And so then you grow as a trader. Right, how can I get daily levels? Okay, weekly levels. Ishan, Max. Okay, I will explain all these questions that you're asking now in tomorrow's live stream. Okay, Harriet, very educative. Thank you so much, Grace. Yes, I think I'm going to spend too much time showing everyone how to do weekly levels, daily levels. I can go through all of that tomorrow. So Mr. Max, make sure that you join tomorrow's live stream, because I will go through every single comment and every trading question that you have, I will answer. Right, so make sure that you hit up the like. Over 200 people watching the live stream and only 81 likes. Eesh, I know we can do better than that, right? Donald Trump bought 600,000 𝗖𝗍 on the coin, pumped 14%. What do you think about the charts? Can we see lows again? Dewald, subscribers only. Oh, right. We can go and analyze the price of 𝗖𝗍. Let me wrap it up here on Bitcoin, because now that I have spoken about this being potentially the end, and now we're going to form a larger corrective structure here to the downside, we know where to long. Okay, that pivot looks very, very interesting, but I'm not saying that we can't get bounces along the way. Okay, so maybe we go up, maybe we go down, maybe we get the bounce, we make a lower high, then we go back down. Okay, we go back up, then we go back down, and then we leave off. Okay, nothing just happens simply. Okay, it's not going to just do this, right? You know, everything moves in waves, and in these waves there are shorting opportunities. In these waves there are longing opportunities. I'm not just shorting over here waiting for this level. Okay, I can short, I can long, I can short, I can long, I can do many trades inside of this scenario over here from a day trading perspective. And I have demonstrated that during my previous live streams, you know, where there was a couple of trades that I took. I'm not going to go through all of them again, but I know that there was a short that I took over there. There was a short, and there was a long that I took over there. I played a long, I played a short. I missed this long, but I did enter an AR. I was more interested in AR than trading Bitcoin here, because I know I'll get another trading opportunity on Bitcoin. I'm not too phased, right? Right, legends. Let me take a sip here of water. My mouth is getting dry. All right, let's get back. Let's get back. What do you think about the 𝗖𝗍 pump today? I don't know, we can go and analyze it in a moment. I do have a spot bag of 𝗖𝗍, so if it went up, wow, that is amazing. Right. Cool, legends. Now to the upside. Okay, now to the upside. Let's go back here onto the 1 hour time frame. If momentum is going to continue here to the upside, sorry, I just want to see something else. Something else is grabbing my attention over here. I want to reverse that and see, well, what if this is a three-wave structure? Ooh, where did we get the rejection? Exactly at the 786. Exactly at the 786. So if this is a three-wave structure, you don't really want to see the rejection at the 786. You actually want to go to the 1-to-1 and the 1.236. That is the zone where you actually want to get a rejection from a three-wave structure. So if momentum continues here to the upside, okay, and we do not retrace, we continue to the upside, okay, this is the box that I will be paying attention to. Look at this 1-to-1 extension. I know I said that this is in the middle of nowhere, but I do like that high in confluence with a Fibonacci 1-to-1 extension. I will only be interested to short this level if we continue from where we are right now. If we make a retracement, I'm not interested to short that zone just as yet, because this could be an insanely bullish bounce. Okay, but if we continue without the correction, that is a very interesting shorting level. In confluence with the high over there, right? Because this could also be forming a three-wave structure. Okay, 5, 3, 5. You reject at the 1-to-1, fail to claim the highs, and then you go down again, right? It could be a nice little epic short here to the downside. Right, but a bullish structure can still be a three-wave structure, but then it has to continue to be three-wave structures, because if this structure is going to continue as a three-wave structure, you're going to get a three-wave down, a three-wave up, a three-wave down, and a three-wave up, and then you form that diagonal scenario. Okay, well, it needs to be contracting. You don't really want to go down this low, but anyways, it's way too early to talk about that scenario. Way too early. Okay. I'm just speculating on what could potentially happen here in the future. Right, so now I want to just zoom out into this little structure. Okay, take that fib out. I got distracted by that fib. Okay, legends, now you need to take, for levels to the upside, you need to take a fib from this high to the low. Okay. And you need to have your daily levels, your weekly levels, your naked point of controls. Ooh, we actually have a daily level and a naked point of control over there. Okay, if I switch off the naked, you can see it's a daily. Switch off the dailies, it's a naked point of control. So you have very strong confluence right over here. And if price continues here to the upside, okay, we have already tapped the 382 multiple times. So what you would like to see from the price of Bitcoin, okay, is actually break this level, because it has, you see, from this pivot, the 382 has been tapped multiple times. So for the bulls to take control, you want to see Bitcoin pierce this level and do an RS flip this zone into support. Okay, and then you go to the next level, which is the fresh daily, or not a fresh, it's a daily, untapped daily level at $101,000, 293. Okay, so for me, that is a shorting opportunity together with a 50% Fibonacci. And guys, when I say shorting opportunity, I'm not talking about that. Okay, I'm talking about, it's a shorting opportunity where you come back to support, you take profits, because momentum can continue, but you can make money from a short like that. Okay, you can short upwards momentum successfully if you are very selective about where you are shorting from, and you are very defensive with your risk management. So shorting opportunity here to the upside, and then here at the 0.618, yeah, it basically is that pivot over there, right? Because we all know how powerful the 0.618 level is. You have a pivot, swing failure pivot, where people put their stop losses, shorting the momentum here to the downside, thinking that we're going to go to $81,000, right? They have not taken profits, so it builds up a liquidity pool. And that, for me, is also a shorting opportunity right over there. But the one that I like the most is this level. Okay, it doesn't really have confluence with the Fibonacci's, but oh boy, right? That to me is such a beautiful level. This one over here for a potential short here to the downside. And then maybe you move back up. It could be an epic short here to the downside. Right. Something else that I want to check out here is, let's go on to the 4-hour. Zoom out. Let's take a fixed range profile. I'm just going crazy here, legends, and I hope this teaches you what I typically look at as well. When I start building confluences, I look at, we have this entire consolidation that we have been inside. We also have the 0.618 at this pivot. Beautiful. You have the 0.618. You have a little pivot over there, and you have the value area high. If price finds upwards momentum, definitely, if you are inside of a long in the structure, definitely profit taking areas. Because when I'm talking about a shorting opportunity and you are inside of a long, that also shows you where you need to take profits if you are inside of a long, because at any of these points, price can say, bam, back to the downside. And if you didn't pay yourself because you think that this is the low and it rejects, okay, I mean, you've wasted a lot of time, because this price action is most probably going to take weeks to play out, and then another couple of weeks or maybe one day to fall here to the downside, because you know how quickly we fall and how long it takes to climb to the upside. Okay, you need to pay yourself. And because what I teach here on this channel is day trading. Okay, this is day trading. You get in, you get out, you take your profits, and you look for the next trading setup. Every time you enter a trade and you scrape the little profits from the market, that is how you turn into a successful day trader. Because at the end of the month, okay, maybe you've made 20, 30% on your portfolio. That's a significant amount depending on how big your portfolio is. Okay, if you need to pull a $10,000 salary and you have a $100,000 account that you need to trade with, you don't want to catch the bottom over here and your profit taking area is at the high. And then price, you are massively in profits, it rejects, it falls back down. Now you've wasted an entire month and you haven't made money to pay your bills. It's not how we trade. Okay, cool. Right, legends, to the upside, I think, I just want to see something over here. If I take a fixed range for this consolidation, yeah, I do like that level as well, because often what happens when you come to the value area low, you get the deviations. When you come to the value area high, you get the deviations. If price continues here to the upside, I don't think it's just going to say ping, perfect trade, and then it falls to the downside. Maybe it will get the rejection and it will try again, and then you get that deviation above the value area high, because I do like this zone. You have the point of control there as well. The entire, for this entire price action over here, this is where the most amount of volume was traded. There's a daily level over there. But I mean, at the moment, legends, there is a lot that needs to happen before we get here, and before we potentially claim the lows again. So we're actually looking for trading setups inside of the local structure. That's what we're now currently looking at. So it's great to speculate on these levels. Keep it in mind. Make sure that you have it on your chart. But from an intraday trading perspective, trades that you could potentially take in the next couple of hours or even tomorrow, you need to stick to the 1 hour and 15-minute time frame. I mean, this is not good for a rejection, because if I take a fib from the high to the low, you've tapped a 0.88, which increases probabilities you're going to go and claim that high. Okay, so maybe this choppiness is still continuing. This choppiness still wants to continue here to the upside until we get the bigger correction. Okay, I am not planning to short. I can tell you guys now, with this momentum here to the upside, I'm not particularly looking at shorts unless a specific level gets hit, a daily level, an obvious pivot. If I get a rejection from that pivot, I will consider a short. But if my levels do not get hit, okay, I'm not interested in a short. I would rather wait for the retracement and wait for my levels downstairs. I want price to come to my areas of interest. The only area of interest that I do potentially see as price is grinding here to the upside is that 1-to-1 extension that I've highlighted with this high. So if we successfully grind up here and I see that, I will enter a short. But I can tell you guys now, this is where I will take profits again. Might not close the position. I might leave 15-20% of the position open because the correction could get down deeper, and then I benefit from that momentum as well. I will only short that high if I see what I like from a price action perspective. Not as price is pumping, adding to your position, thinking that it's definitely going to roll over, and then it does that. It just continues. It continues. Okay, because for the legends, this morning I highlighted this shorting opportunity. So let me take the value area high out over here. Okay, this morning I highlighted the daily level shorting opportunity. Right, when you hit the lows, that's definitely a profit-taking area. I want to see where the value VWAP is. Yes, VWAP is always a profit-taking area. Always, TP1. Okay, but I mean, when you hit the lows, also a profit-taking area. And if you are inside of this trade, and the pro members will know this, myself and Andy preach this all the time. If you did take this trade, okay, if you did take this trade and price fell and you did not take profits, your positions should have been protected and you should now have been stopped out at break even. So you shouldn't have lost money with this trade. Okay, if you entered the retest and your stop is above the high, you should also not lose more than 1% of your capital. So if you get stopped out over here, right, not more than 1% of your capital should be lost in this trade, because we don't always get it right. I get stopped out multiple times, many times, but my winning trades keeps me profitable because I never risk or lose more than 1% of my capital. And when I do enter a trade, okay, I make sure that my risk to reward is at least a 2-to-1. Right, cool, legends. That is basically what I see here on the price of Bitcoin. Remember, there's a comment that I want to talk about as well. Right, but down in the description in this video, you will see that Weeks, right, is still offering, not for long, that free $100. By signing up with this link, you get free $100 by linking your email or your cell phone number. Right, if I click on that link, let it load up over here. Any day today, right? Oh, right, it's now $10 to $100. 10 to 100, this now changed, legends. $10 to $100. Okay, $10 to $100? Not sure. Okay, maybe it's because of my account, right? It's picking up my IP account and maybe I've already claimed it. But as far as I know, it's still $100, legends. It's still $100. It's still $100. By linking your account with an email and a password, and if you do have $200 and you leave it there for 24 hours, you will get another $100 deposited into your account. Guys, I think this is a bug, right? Please ignore that $10. I will confirm with the Weeks team, but I do believe that the special is still on. They haven't let me know that the special is off. I think that it's because I've already signed up or created an account or something on this browser. Right, so another thing I want to talk about, legends, and I need to talk about it because it's important. How do I close the description? Right, I want to talk about this comment. It's not a bad comment. I actually appreciate the comment over here. Can everyone see that? Yes. Okay. Hi, Dewald. I think your technical analysis is second to none, but I'm surprised you promote this exchange. He's referring to Weeks. When you read the reviews, I have joined the exchange based on your trust, on my trust for you and your content you provide and your character. Without checking the reviews first, I will not touch this exchange with a barge pole based on the reviews. Legends, let me tell you a little bit of a story, and I will tell you where I got Weeks, okay? Because I was the one that started Weeks, and you know, then Andy started doing it and Matt started doing it. So the thing I want to tell you about Weeks is that, do you guys remember Bybit? Okay, I was one of the first people that also used Bybit, and I can tell you guys now, the reviews when I started using Bybit were really shit. It was considered one of the worst exchanges to use. They had these wicks to the up and to the downside that didn't make any sense. They didn't have a lot of liquidity. They didn't have a user protection fund. There was a lot of things wrong with Bybit. But look at where they are today. They had to start somewhere. And I think this is something, you know, because I'm an entrepreneur and I have had successful businesses that I've sold off in the past, is that the most frustrating thing about starting up a new business is that people don't give you a chance. People don't understand that you still need to fix the bugs. You need to get user feedback to improve the system. You need to start making money so that you can mature the system. That is how Bybit started. That is also how 𝗖𝗍cie started. 𝗖𝗍cie had the worst reviews under the sun when I started trading on 𝗖𝗍cie. And look at where they are today. Weeks, okay, approached me many months ago. About 8-9 months ago is when Weeks approached me, long ago, and they asked me to promote them to my community. And I said, let me trade on your exchange first. So I traded on there for a couple of weeks, and I wasn't happy. There was too many bugs. They didn't have enough liquidity. There was a lot of things that I weren't happy with, so I didn't promote it to the community. A couple of months went past. They fixed all the bugs that I had an issue and a concern with, and then they came back to me and they said, Dewald, go and trade on it again and tell us what you think. And then I started trading on it, and a couple of months after I started trading on it, that is where I came to you guys and I said, guys, this is looking much better. I am testing out this exchange. This is how I positioned it. I'm testing out weeks. So far, so good. Okay, because I know that a new exchange like Weeks is going to go through the growing pains like Bybit did and like 𝗖𝗄𝗃 did. And the reason I loved Weeks so much is because they were a non-KYC option, and people that want to trade leverage were struggling, you know, with Bybit and 𝗖𝗃. So I wanted to give you guys a non-KYC option during that time that have low fees and great specials and bargains. And I know that they have bad reviews. Okay, I know it. But I also know that Bybit, which is now one of the best exchanges to trade on, and 𝗖𝗄𝗃, which everyone now loves because of their low fees, they went through the same shit. Okay, let's be frank here on the channel. If you are judging an exchange based on reviews, so be it, but you need to go and check the reviews on the other exchanges as well. Okay, I have tested them out. I am currently trading on Weeks. Most of my day trades and my trading setups, like I've shared here on AR as well, guys. I mean, I'm taking most of my trades here on Weeks because I love it. They have liquidity, the stop losses gets hit, okay? Sometimes now and again, I have still a little bit of issue, and I don't even remember when last that has happened. When I'm trading with a $100,000 position or $1 million position, sometimes I see that not the entire stop loss kicks in, okay? And it still leaves like 5% of the cash there, and then I just go and close it manually. I highlight it to the Weeks team, and they sort me out if there was a loss or whatever the case might be. They do have a user protection fund. So if you had a stop loss, and you go into the minus because the stop loss didn't kick in, the Weeks team sorts you out, right? I've tested them out. Okay, so I appreciate the comment, but I thought that I just wanted to have that conversation in terms of I'm not going to tell you guys to sign up to an exchange that I haven't personally tested and that I do not personally use from a day-to-day perspective. I currently, okay, use Weeks. Yeah, I use Weeks and I use Bluffin to do all of my day trading. These are the two exchanges that I use to do 99.9999% of my day trading. Okay, I still have a Bybit account because here in South Africa, we are not limited. We can still trade leverage on Bybit and on 𝗖𝗃. So I still use Bybit and 𝗖𝗃 here as well. And if you guys can verify yourself and use these exchanges, you also get insane sign-up bonuses here by using the link down in the description. Right, but I wanted to give you guys a non-KYC option on both Bluffin and on Weeks. Right, so I appreciate the comment, nothing bad. I actually appreciate you writing this because it shows me that you have actually went and done your research. But when you speak about the word trust, okay, I thought I wanted to have this conversation because I don't want to lose trust because you went and you read reviews and it looks negative, and now that negativity reflects negative on me. No, I know it. I know they have bad reviews, but I also know they have great reviews because I've seen where the bad reviews came from and when the bad reviews came from. And I remember the time when I started in Bybit. I hated Bybit. It was one of the worst exchanges I traded on. But a couple of months, 8, 9, 10 months later, after I started trading on Bybit, it just became better and better and better. They fixed the bugs. The revenue started falling, you know, coming into the business. You have to also put yourselves in the CEO seat. Okay, when you're starting up a new business, like an exchange, for example, you need revenue to hire developers, to hire more people to fix the bugs, to do user UI and UX testing, whatever the case might be. But anyways, guys, I think I have made my point over here. So I just wanted to have a quick conversation around this point. And I mean, I do appreciate all the comments that you guys make after the fact. Elizabeth, you always make a comment after every single live stream. I really appreciate it. And right, you are genius. Some of you just write the most amazing comments. I do appreciate it. And I also, you know, this also helps the algorithm to grow. Oh, Tia is breaking out. We can go look at Tia now at a moment. Right, so let's get back here into the technical analysis. I just needed to highlight that. I mean, legends, just want to say something, okay? If we successfully reject here, that that increases the probabilities that you're going to come and take these highs again if we do successfully reject. Right, cool. Let's go and look at a couple of altcoins. How about we go and look at a couple of altcoins? And maybe before I go look at altcoins, let's do some comments. Dewald, week's not available in Algeria. Verification mobile. I can't bind my mobile number. Yeah, I mean, that's something that you would need to raise with the week support team. And I know that they are available in over 150 countries. It could be that you are in a country where they're not there yet. Okay, and I'm sure the support team will be able to tell you if you want to sign up from a specific country, if they are available there or not. Right, Dewald, do you have a Discord server? Yes, link is down in the description. There we go. Where is it? Legends Trading Community. We have a free Discord and a pay for Discord. Inside of the free section, you still get a lot of stuff. Okay, research, trading setups. You surround yourself with like-minded people, but the magic, I must just be honest, the magic happens inside of the pro community over here. That is where myself and Andy drop education, look at technical analysis on a day-to-day basis. That is where we have trading coaches. We have Dylan, we have Aiden that has just been smashing every single trade so far. We have a phenomenal, let me see if I still have this. Where did I I think I deleted it by mistake. Okay, but all the trading setups and things that we provide inside of our Legends Pro community has a very high win rate. Okay, I can't remember the percentages and I don't want to spit it out because I want to be truthful. It has a very high win rate. Okay, so yes, you asked the question, we do have. Right. Cool. That is where I love to spend time with the legends, and that's also where they get to ask one-on-one questions with me. If they're struggling with something, they will ask me or Andy or Aiden or Dylan. We have coaches in there. We have Matt there as well. Yeah, we have a lot of value. Daily research gets dropped 3 times a day. I mean, it's an amazing community to be a part of. Right, 𝗖, yes, I will go look at 𝗖. Let me open up 𝗖 here so long, right, so I don't forget about 𝗖. Ooh, 𝗖 is breaking out. Nice. Mr. 𝗖. 𝗖 is breaking out. Ooh, let me not trip over myself. I do have a spot bag of 𝗖, but I mean, it's breaking out. It is breaking out. But let's go here onto the daily time frame. This is more interesting to me. Okay, what I would like to see, if I have to consider a swing trade on 𝗖, okay, this is not enough for me. That is not enough for me. I want to see at least 3, 4, 5 days of daily candle closes outside of the trend. It needs to close outside. Not just one daily candle. I want to see a couple of daily candle closes above. I want to see 𝗖 take this high. It needs to take that high so that you can start changing local market structure. Once 𝗖 has claimed the high and made a higher high and it comes back down for a retest, that is where I will be interested in a potential swing trade. Okay, because I have a spot bag. I don't worry about spot bags, right? I'm just not interested here at the moment. Yes, I will build a small little position, but I want to see more daily candle closes above. This is not enough for me to say that it is just gonna mahala here to the upside. It's not enough. It's not enough for me. Okay, even AR. I mean, AR has seen a 10% pump today. Oh, and I mean, this is also something on AR that I'm looking at. Look at this resistance. Look at this resistance. Resistance, 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 resistance. And I was looking for AR to break out of the resistance box, and I want to see it break out and do an RS flip and continue here to the upside. So that's also a sign that I'm looking at here on AR on the smaller time frames. But 𝗖, okay, I've told you my plan. Not interested in a long just as yet, because this is not a high probable long for me, okay? AR for me is better, not because of the market structure, but because of where I caught the entry, okay? Yeah, I mean, if you got in here at the lows, right? If you got in at the lows, by all means, because now you can have a protected position. If you played the breakout over there, right, and you had your stop loss here below the lows, and now it's moving in your direction, you could potentially now, you know, de-risk yourself. But I'm not willing to take a trade where my stop loss is 15% away. It's just the stop loss is too big for me. There's better things that I can trade with better stop losses at the moment. Okay, but I mean, yes, this is great. It's breaking trend. I'm not going to deny it. It's breaking trend. It looks great. It is starting to close 1 hour candles above. It's a nice little bullish sign. It has broken that trend. Okay, so this low should be protected for now. If you want to play the breakout, by all means, this is where you need to build your position. Price should not get acceptance back inside of the trend. So I'm talking bullish now, okay? Price should not get acceptance back inside the trend. This low should be protected, and price either goes sideways or it continues here to the upside. Obvious profit-taking areas to the upside is this pivot. That's your first major, okay, profit-taking area at 34 cents. So there's a chance. So if I put a trading setup in over here, let's do a long, okay, and you enter right over there, let's just say, and you know you're targeting that high for profit taking area. Risk to reward is 2.17. It's at least my minimum requirement for taking a trade. I love 3 risk to rewards, especially on altcoins, because they can be very volatile. Okay, and that is your first profit taking area over there. So the risk to reward at least does make sense. It's not the best, but it ticks the boxes. Just if you apply leverage to this trade, be very careful, because if price turns against you, you have a stop loss that is 16% away. So with a 10x or 7x position, your account is liquidated. So you have to go in with low leverage. You have to go 2x, 3x maximum. Okay. So it looks great, right? Looks great. And AR looks great. And I see there's a lot of ETH BTC. Ooh, if it can close a weekly candle back inside of this channel, that's going to be absolutely fantastic. Anyways, I'm jumping around here, legends. Jumping around, right? Let's go through some more comments. Analysis on ETH. Okay, let's go and look at Ethereum. Let's go and look at the Ethereum. What I actually want to do is, I'm going to see if I can stick to it, but I want to do, every time I do a live stream, I want to do ETH analysis as well, because I started working on it this morning and then I got busy with other stuff. But I started creating folders for ETH. I want to see if I can start day trading Ethereum. And you can see that I have my weekly levels. I have my point of controls. Oh, look at where we got the rejection at the point of control. I wasn't paying attention to ETH. I did everything this morning. I put in my daily levels. I want to see if I can start day trading ETH. So I'm applying the same methodologies, the daily, the naked point of controls, the weekly levels here to ETH. And I'm going to start seeing, well, I want to see firstly how it respects the levels, because I know altcoins don't necessarily respect the levels like Bitcoin does. But I mean, what can I say? I had a naked point of control over here. I have a daily over here, and it got respected, right? We're currently now getting the dump here to the downside. I also now have the CVD template. Where's my CVD? So I can switch here to Ethereum. Bam, right? Gillian, thanks for sorting me out on the ETH CVD template. Right now I can spot me some local bullish and bearish CVD on Ethereum. Right, and I already see bullish CVD building up against this pivot over here, but I mean that's a double. Oh, we didn't claim it just as yet, but there's some bullishness going on here on ETH. You can see on ETH the same methodology that I use on Bitcoin. Look at this. Okay, look at that. The target was the high. You took the high. Bam. Right, so CVD is playing out here on Ethereum. I'm very interested in this pivot, which is that pivot over there. I would like ETH and I don't always get what I want, right? I would like to see this. Okay, I want a long ETH over there with my stop below the low, right? Swing failure from this low, massive bullish CVD building up, right? You target the highs. That's what I want to see here on ETH. So, I mean, from a day trading perspective, definitely going to pay a little bit more attention here to ETH. I'm not going to day trade it just as yet. I first want to see how it respects the levels. I'm going to back test it and forward test it a little bit over here. Right, doing a segment on ETH daily would be amazing. Yes, I think I need to start doing that. So looking at ETH over here, I mean, it's now already played out. There was your shorting, okay? There was your shorting zone right over there. Good risk management, and now it's getting downwards momentum. Okay, I want to see how the VWAP gets respected here on ETH. Okay, I haven't done day trading on ETH, okay? So this is going to be new for me. And I'm going to do the technical analysis and see how it respects the levels. But for now, it's respecting the levels quite nicely, especially the naked point of controls. Okay, here's that pivot that I just spoke about. Here's that pivot that I just spoke about. I want to take a fib from the low to the high. Oh, would be nice to tap this box for a long. That would be a nice box for a long. Claim that pivot, SFP from the pivot. Okay, would be nice to tap the 0.618 properly and expecting upwards momentum. Well, I'm not going to just say, you know, we're going to go to the daily. I'm saying that if I had to enter along over here and price action does play out like this, you obviously have to take profits when you hit resistance, and that is the highs. You have to take profits because it can reject, and then it makes a WXY corrective structure, and then it continues. Right, and as ETH is potentially pumping, I just want to see, oh, this could be building up. Also, 112. It looks like very similar to Bitcoin's price action over here. Okay, what if this is forming a 1212? Does not claim the low, and it just continues here to the upside. Now what I want to see is the following. If I take a fib here from the low to the high, I mean, it's finding support at the 618. That's where it's finding support. There's no bullish CVD against this pivot just as yet. I would like to see a little bit of bullish CVD. Okay, but I mean, it's a place where it can find support, because this could also be let me get that pen. ABC, and it continues 1 2 1 2, and it continues here to the upside. 618 needs to hold. 786 your maximum target. If you claim the low, that's actually that is the trade that I'm waiting for. So all I'm trying to highlight over here is it has a chance for a bounce right over here. My preferred trade is a swing failure pattern from the low over there. That's my preferred trade. My nose is so itchy. Right, look at BTC. I have just gone through all the levels and everything on BTC at the moment. Is it pumping? No, it's not. It's just still consolidating exactly where it is. 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍. Right, I have done all the technical analysis here on the price of Bitcoin. That is why I'm looking at Ethereum. Okay. That trend is actually holding. It's holding. It's holding. Right. I just want to see from a larger time frame perspective, where can we like to be here on ETH? I mean, guys, you can see there's a lot of levels. Okay, I spent quite a lot of time this morning putting in all the levels, but let me just drag my folders together so it's nice and sorted, clean it up. I also put some trends. Okay, it's broken out. No, it can definitely continue to the upside. The big trend that I'm waiting for here on the larger time frame is this little bad boy over here. Ooh, if it can hold the support. This is the most important support for ETH. Look at this long, look at this long consolidation area. You had resistance or support. It lost it. It flipped it into resistance. Then you had the deviation, but I mean, this is the zone that needs to hold, because that's also, I think, where there's a point of control over there. Okay, and then we had we had that massive liquidation event on Bitcoin, which was considered one of the biggest liquidation events in history. ETH went down, grabbed all of the liquidity below the lows, and now it's holding this level, which is actually quite significant, because everyone that longed BTC here to the upside, where did they put their stop losses? Below these lows, thinking that they will be protected, because Bitcoin is going to go up, it's going to make a higher low, and it's going to continue momentum to the upside. And it didn't. It came and stopped all of them out. So one could argue that business to the downside is completed. It's wiped out everyone here at the bottom. Okay, and now potentially it needs to do a short squeeze here to the upside, because I can imagine that there's a lot of people with stop losses above these highs that's shorting the market to the downside, laughing at these people. And now they are next. They are next. You're laughing now, you are next, because it looks like this is finished business. That was finished, right? It wiped all of them out. And once you've wiped everyone out, well, now you need to go and wipe these people out. So I do think that ETH has a high chance of finding strength in this zone. A high chance here on the larger time frame. Because when I look at the ETH BTC chart, okay, and you zoom into the ETH BTC chart, it has bounced on critical, or let me not call it critical, let me call it very strong support. Look at ETH BTC here on the weekly time frame. It's an absolute monster support level that lies over here. Okay, look at the last time when we tapped this green box over here. Look at what happened. Okay, now we have tapped it again, and ETH is currently maybe getting acceptance back inside the channel. So if I zoom into the structure, I would like to see a weekly candle close. So Sunday night, I would like to see a weekly candle inside of this triangle, of this parallel channel close inside. If it closes a weekly candle inside, back inside of this channel, you have a high chance that it's going to come to the middle and to the top again. And this could have been the low on ETH. Definitely a possibility. Okay, and it looks like it's trying its best to get acceptance back inside the parallel channel. So it's looking juicy, it's looking good. Love it, love it. Are corrective structures three waves? Yes, corrective structures are always three-wave structures. Always. Whether it's a triangle, whether it doesn't matter which type of corrective structure it is, they are always three-wave structures. Okay, let me make it simple. When you see a three-wave corrective structure, and a lot of people will say, well, you know, it can't just be an A, B, C, because that's your most common corrective structure. A, B, C. Okay, let me do this. A, B, C. All corrective structures are three-wave structures. The B can even take the high of the impulse, which is a flat, and then the C will take the low of the A. You also get corrective structures that looks like this. A bull flag. Okay? People see them as bull flags. But guess what? You have an impulse to the upside, you make a three-wave corrective structure, and you continue momentum to the upside. A flat, okay, people are saying, oh, it's a fake art, that's why patterns don't work. But if you know a little bit about Elliott wave theory, you can trade these things with high success, okay, because we play them as swing failure patterns. You get acceptance back above the impulse over here. You tap the 1.236, the target over there for a B flat. It comes back down. It has a high chance of claiming the low. So you take profits at the low, and then you long the shit out of that C wave, because then you know 1, 2, 3 here to the upside. Okay, so corrective structures are always three-wave structures. And I think what confuses people is that you get this little bad boy over here. Legends, smash up the like, because the stuff that I'm showing you guys over here, you don't understand how much money people charge for you to attend the crypto classes, okay, to show you what I'm showing you guys over here. Okay. So this is the confusing one, which is also a three-wave structure. This is a three-wave structure. But what makes this one so tricky is because the simplest way for a WXY is this. Okay. Let me grab that again. Another one. Okay. So this is the bad boy that gets very confusing, and this is why a lot of people struggle with corrective structures. Because a WXY corrective structure, someone will look at the ABC here to the downside. So you get an impulse, okay? You have your impulse over here, and then you get your ABC. And then it goes up, it doesn't take the high in another three-wave structure. And then it goes back down in another three-wave structure. And then they're like, but how can a three-wave structure, a corrective structure, be a three-wave structure? Because I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, that is a WXY. And all a WXY means, it is a complex corrective structure, but it is still a WXY, three-wave corrective structure. And each wave has an ABC, ABC, ABC. Okay, so it gets very interesting. This is why I love Elliott wave theory. It is so interesting, especially when you apply it to Bitcoin. It's magical. When you know these things and you know the Fibonacci levels and the retracement areas, it becomes magical to trade them as well. I can take all of this out the way. Don't need that. But yeah, there you go from an education perspective. Right. Smash up the like, legends. Yes. I like to know your long-term perspective on BTC. I think, okay, let's clean up the chart quickly. Let's clean the kitchen. Let's go to the 8-hour time frame. Let's zoom out. My trading scenarios and my bias is based on probabilities and technical analysis, not because I want the bull market to continue, or I feel, or I wish the bull market would continue. It's purely based on technical analysis. Okay. So when I look at this structure from over here, when I look at that low that we formed, and I look at the high that we formed over here, and I go crazy and I count all the structures here from an Elliott wave perspective, okay, I come up with the following. Ding. Right, here is my scenario over here. Let me do that so you don't see that mess there on the left. Okay, making it simple, it looks like we've built a 1 2 1 2 1 2. Now what you want to see is a 3 4 5 4 5 4 5. Because it has 3 peaks, you need to see 3 peaks. That's the simplest way that I can explain it. So my bias at the moment, based on technical analysis, is for still one more high. At least one more high before we can start talking about a bear market, based on my analysis over here. In green over here, you have a 1 2 3, which we've now completed. We are now busy with a fourth. This is a fourth wave. We are now busy with 4. 4 is either in over there, or 4 is still going to move a little bit. Okay. I would personally still like a dump to the downside. Oh, yes. What did I do over here? Okay, let's try this again. I would personally still like a dump to the downside, because when I take a fib from the low of 2 to the high of 3, we have not tapped a major fib level just as yet. And it is very, very, very common for a fourth wave to at least tap the 0.382. So I would like this structure. And although I'm talking about bullish case scenarios over here, you know, that's intraday trading setups over here. What I would like to see happen is this. I want us to tap the 0.382 at least properly at $88,000. And I'm still expecting one more high here to the upside. Once we've created this high, then we can start talking about maybe the bear market is close, or are we forming that, you know, I've got another macro scenario where we're potentially going much higher, much higher. Okay, there's another scenario I want to show you guys. Very interesting, very interesting. Let me just load up a fresh chart over here, and I did it here somewhere. I just need to find the chart. Okay, it's not this one. It's not. Here we go. Right. This is a very interesting chart, but it's so simple to understand. You all know a cup and handle. Do you guys know a cup and handle? You should know a cup and handle by now, right? This is a cup and handle. At the moment, on the price of Bitcoin, what is very interesting about this cup and handle is that when you take a measured move from the bottom to the top of the neckline, that is my white line over there, and we have tapped it to perfection. So this target played out. And this is also why people are saying we're going into a bear market, because the cup and handle played out to perfection. Okay, so I acknowledge it. Okay, definitely a possibility. But then it becomes more interesting. I want to show you guys what I saw somewhere else. NASDAQ. Let me show you what I'm seeing on the NASDAQ. Because the NASDAQ was leading the way, and I was tracking the NASDAQ to see where Bitcoin could potentially go to. Okay, look at this. Here's your measured move on the NASDAQ, which we tapped. And look at that rejection, what we got. Bam, to the downside, but it still formed a higher low. But then I have the logarithmic target over here as well to see, well, if it successfully rejects over here, then you're potentially going into a bear market. But it didn't. It got the rejection, but now it's on its way to the logarithmic target. And this showed me that Bitcoin also has the potential to do exactly the same thing, because there is my logarithmic target. Crazy, right? Crazy. You don't believe me? You go put your chart on the logarithmic scale. You go take this measured move, right? You go take this measured move and you put it on the handle, and then you get to $290,000. The NASDAQ has showed me that it can definitely do exactly the same thing. It does not have to reject at the regular target. That is where Bitcoin is at the moment. Right? So maybe it makes that one more high that I've just spoken about. Maybe it gets the rejection. It still forms a higher low, and it continues to $290,000. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to follow each other exactly the same. Bitcoin could also just smash through here and go and tap $290,000. Right, but it's just interesting to keep an eye on this pattern. But we have tapped the regular target. It has been tapped, and this is why a lot of people have turned bearish, because they believe that on the regular scale, okay, they don't know about the logarithmic. A lot of people actually do not know about logarithmic and the power it has from a technical perspective. So if I take just all the scribble here out the way, right, if you take this measured move, then yes, you could argue that we're going into a bear market. I don't think the bull market is done just as yet. Okay, and then tomorrow I'll also spend some time in going through the time cycles, why I'm saying we're not done just as yet. Right, legends, that is basically the technical analysis here on Bitcoin, on the NASDAQ, on AR, all of our favorite altcoins. Well, the ones that I'm looking at the moment. Let's go through some more comments. I don't think we will go that much high, max 174. Yes, I also have a target. I know that's the cup and handle target. Azul Khan, my maximum target, and maybe I'll go through that tomorrow. My maximum target is $172,000. which is very similar to your target. That's my max target that I see here on the price of Bitcoin. Can it go higher? Yes. If we do go into a super cycle, Bitcoin can go higher. But then we have to go into a super cycle. Something drastically is like you need a massive catalyst to send something into a super cycle. I always hear people talking about super cycle. You need a massive catalyst to send Bitcoin into a super cycle, right? So maybe, I don't know, something's going to happen from a fundamental perspective. I don't know, right? That could potentially send Bitcoin into a super cycle, and then you are looking at $3,400, $500,000 Bitcoin. But there's a lot that needs to happen. But I'll also show you the problem that I see with that scenario at the moment. But it can still change. There's still hope that we could still maybe go into a super cycle. But for now, okay, to keep things realistic and to keep our feet flat on the ground, I'm expecting $120,000 Bitcoin, and then we can talk about a potential bear market over here. That is conservative, that's realistic, expecting one more high here to the upside, which basically balances out this entire Elliott wave structure. If we do not do this, it means that this one too is invalid, but these two already played out. So if I take the green scenario completely out of the way, okay, let me delete it. Bam. Now one could argue, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, in orange, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In white, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Done. Bull market is done. We're now going into a bear market. But then tomorrow, I'll also explain to you why there's a problem inside of this structure for us to go into a bear market. There's a problem in here. And that's why I think the probabilities based on this structure that is forming over here, there is a problem for bearish continuation, especially from an impulsive perspective, which increases the probabilities to at least still make one more high. And at the end of the day, we all just trade probabilities. Okay. What is a super cycle? A super cycle is basically when something goes parabolic and it doesn't stop. It doesn't look back, and it smashes every bullish target that everyone had in mind. So if you go here onto the weekly time frame and you look at Bitcoin, or I can just draw it out for you, okay? A super cycle is basically you have your normal bull cycles and it makes a correction. Go sideways, and then you have another bull cycle and it has a correction. And each bull cycle typically gets larger in, the waves becomes bigger and bigger. A super cycle is something that just does that. It doesn't stop. It just continues aggressively to the upside. Okay, and maybe it starts consolidating and then it continues again. It's a massive move that makes these little waves look like little anthills. Okay, that's a super cycle. It is aggressive momentum behind a specific equity, commodity, Bitcoin, whatever you want to. We haven't had a super cycle yet in Bitcoin. But you do get them, especially if you have 1-1-2 combos on the macro time frames, which we do actually have on Bitcoin. But I will discuss it tomorrow in my live stream. I will show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, legends, for now, Bitcoin looks like it's still pumping here to the upside with pennant forming on the weekly. If you consider candle close, right? I can go and look at that tomorrow as well. Oh, yes, and now my mouse just froze. I feel super cycle is around the corner. I hope so. It would be nice to get a super cycle. There is one indicator that is hinting towards a super cycle, but I will share that with you guys tomorrow. Okay, I don't want to spill the beans today. I want to keep tomorrow is a fun day. It's a relaxing day. People are looking forward to the weekend, so let's make tomorrow a fun day. And then all these questions that you guys have over here, come and ask it tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to go through every single comment. But it's going to be rules. I'm going to go through every single comment. I'm going to try at least. Okay, really good live. Thank you, Dewald. Absolute pleasure, man. Thanks for all the great info. Absolute pleasure. AR looks good. Still looking at area to reload. Yes, I mean, I have already spoken about AR extensively. Oh, my man, it is pumping to the upside. Right, AR is leaving the station. AR is like, goodbye. I have smashed resistance. Finally, it is leaving the station. I just want to see something over here. Ooh, my man. Right, this looks amazing. This looks amazing. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do this. AR, guys, can be traded on weeks. There's my AR trade at the moment on weeks. I told you guys, love to trade on weeks. And if AR can continue the momentum to at least come and claim this high and tap the trend, that would be great. This is where I plan to take some profits. I did nibble at I told everyone during the beginning of the live stream, I took very little profits over here because I want to make the trade worth it. This is where I plan to take a little bit more profits. Currently up 106% on 5x leverage, low leverage position because of how tight my stop loss is, because I entered right over swing failure pattern, right? That is where I entered. My stop loss was below the low. My position is now protected, which means if I get stopped out, I don't lose cash. That's important for me, very important for me. Is that, if you're trying to catch the bottoms the whole time, just, try and protect your position as quickly as possible. Because if you caught this bottom with this momentum here to the upside, then you get stopped out. But fear not, Dewald will be there longing the crap out of that thing, which I did. I did enter over there with my stop below the low. Price moved in my favor for long. I just sat in my hands, did nothing. And then I got stopped out. But fear not, my alarms went off and I entered again, right? As per the trade I've just showed you on weeks. And if you still want that $100 to trade with on weeks, okay, this special, I'm not sure, guys, how long this is still going to last. The special, maybe it's going to end now at the end of this month. You get that $100 by signing up and linking your email or your cell phone number. You also get, okay, this special is still going to last for a while, the 50% discount on your fees, right? And then the more you trade, I did see people making some comments to say that the more you trade, the more money gets airdropped into your account. It's amazing. And you can also participate in like crazy competitions and stuff where WXT tokens gets airdropped into your account. Yeah, I have received so much WXT tokens. It's nice. It's nice to have an exchange that looks after you. Right, cool, legends. I can never find week's chart on TV. I'm not sure what that means. I feel difficult learning Elliott wave, what to do. Yes, Elliott wave. Okay, let me make this clear, and maybe this is something that we'll talk about tomorrow as well. If you guys would like some basic Elliott wave education in tomorrow's live stream, we can do it, right? And maybe we'll do a poll, because I don't want to do Elliott wave education and then 90% of the people weren't even interested in it, and then people just drop off. So I think we'll do polls. Should we do this? Should we do that? Should we look at this? And if the majority votes for a specific thing, then we can go and do that tomorrow. Right, trading. Oh, TV. Trading View. Sorry, I missed that one. I can never find weeks on Trading View. Right, but I won't look at the BTC pair on Trading View. BTC versus weeks, I will not look at that trading pair. Okay, and that's maybe also, ask that. You must ask that question again tomorrow. It's a very interesting question. Okay, I trade Bitcoin, Perpetual, Binance, and there's a very specific reason why I only chart the Binance chart. Even if I trade on weeks, I don't care. I trade the Binance chart, and based on the price action and the swing failure patterns that I trade, okay, if I see, okay, it's getting acceptance back below the high over there, right? I enter the trade. I don't care what the week's chart is doing. I don't care. I don't give a crap. I trade the Binance chart on weeks. And I'll go through that in a little bit more detail tomorrow. And interestingly enough, I just want to see where the WXT token, because I know I bought a bunch of WXT tokens, which is the week's native token. Just want to see what it's doing. Oh, not much. It's just exactly where it was. Right, let's go here on the 8 hour. I mean, nothing, right? I did not buy the WXT token for financial gains. I bought it because when you own, okay, the native token of the exchange that you love to do most of your daily trading, the more of the native token that you own, the more benefits it unlocks, the lower your trading fees, the more competitions you can participate in, the more airdrops happens into your account. This is why, I do not get any benefit from any of you buying the WXT token, so I'm not promoting it. Please guys, I'm not promoting it. I'm telling you why I have bought WXT tokens, because I want to maximize my benefits on the exchange. This is why I bought WXT tokens. And each exchange has their own native token. 𝗖𝗍cie has a native token. Bybit has a native token. Binance has, BNB. We all know that. Or is it Bybit? Binance? Can't remember. One of the two. I get confused between the two. Right. Binance. It's Binance that has BNB. Sorry, I'm getting confused. And then, so I just bought a bunch of WXT tokens while it's still cheap. And I mean, if I do get my financial benefit, so be it. But I'm not actually planning to sell the tokens. I'm just holding it to unlock the benefits on weeks. Right. Okay, it's still grinding here to the upside. I want to see what CVD is doing. Let's go back here onto BTC. I want to see if there are some weakness building up. Just no weakness. No weakness. It's actually still showing strength. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is most probably building like a nice little bullish wave here to the upside, okay? Right, but I mean, I have gone through the technical analysis here on Bitcoin. We know what to look for. And I just sold my BTC at 97,800. What do you think? What, your spot bag, your life savings, or you're just talking about a day trade? 97,800, 97,800. I mean, we are hitting resistance, okay? Can you see the line where the price action is at the moment? You are hitting resistance. So it is a good zone to look for a short. It's also when you take a fib, okay, from the high to the low, it's also at, the 786. It has not tapped the 0.88. If price continues up here and it taps the 0.88, that is actually a good sign, because once you've tapped the 0.88, you increase the probabilities of taking that high. Okay, so maybe it comes back down and then it goes and it claims the high. Right, but I mean, we are hitting resistance. So it is good to take profits at resistance if you are in a long. If you sold all of your BTC that you've been accumulating over the last couple of years at 98.88, then I think, yeah, no, maybe. Right, Jack, I'll admire your persistence to finally get super into the attention of Dewald. Do not give up. Where's Jack? Mr. Jack, right? Sir Dewald, can we finally take a look at super? No, I don't want to look at super. Right, let's, for the legend. I know, Jack, you have been asking for super for so long. And then every time I say I'm going to have a look at it, I forget. And I'm not purposefully doing it, because I remember the last time after the live stream, I was like, oh, for heaven's sake, I forgot again to look at super. So let me not get distracted this time. Let's go and have a look at super. There we go. Mr. Jack, this is just for you. Okay, I owe you this. I owe you. Right? Jack is super persistent. Yes, Jack, you are very persistent, right? Okay, so let's go back here onto regular. I just want to see what this looks like. Super has actually done some crazy stuff here to the upside. Let's take measure 2,000, 3,000%. So it is better to analyze it on the logarithmic scale. Okay, when things move that high, you have to look at the logarithmic scale, okay, to cater for the percentage moves. So Jack, this is the low, right? You agree with me? That is the lowest point right over there that we formed in mid-October. Okay. 3, 4, 5. If this is an impulsive wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this was the corrective structure. I just want to see from a timing. So I'm going step by step, Jack. I owe you this technical analysis on super, right? So let's go step by step from the low to the high from a timing perspective. There we go. Okay, great. So from this impulse and this correction, this low was made after the 1-to-1 extension. Beautiful. That's what you want to see. Okay. Short impulse, long corrective structure, and now you're building something new. So this is now something new that you're building over here. Now what I want to see is when we look at that structure, and I'm going to get to the bullish and the bearish case scenario at the moment. I want to do a time flip from this low to this high. Okay, we have met the minimum requirement. This little low over here was made at least after the 0.382, but it would be nice to get the low over here. It doesn't necessarily have to go lower. It also just needs to go sideways. You just need more time. Maybe it builds that flag and then it pops out. But I would like to see the corrective structure just continue a little bit more sideways. It has met the minimum requirement, but it would be nice to at least finish the corrective structure on the 2nd of March. At least that would be cool. So if it can go a little bit more sideways for a little bit longer, it doesn't necessarily have to make a new low. It just needs to go sideways. That's all I'm asking for super over here. Because if super can find support in this zone, this is now something else that I want to look at, because this could potentially be very bullish. Okay, what I want to look now is when I take a flip from this low to the high. Yes, so preferably it goes sideways, because you can see that you have tapped the maximum bullish target for super. When you take a flip from this low to the high, you do not want super to come and tap the 0.88. That will increase the probabilities to take the low, and then all of this is still a corrective structure in a WXY. Okay, because corrective structures, it's quite normal for a corrective structure to be way longer than the impulse. So if this low holds at the 786 and super chops sideways, there's a chance, and this is something that I'm liking. So from a bearish case perspective, this is the impulse, and this could be forming a larger corrective structure, finding support over here by the 1.618. 12 cents. That's your bearish case scenario. Bullish case scenario here on the higher time frame is, dare I say, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 to the upside. And what I do like about this 1, 2 is that when you talk about double 1, 2 combos, okay, let me just get some blank. In Elliott wave theory, it states that it is preferred that your first 1, 2 is large and your second 1, 2 is smaller. And you can even get a third 1, 2 and a fourth 1, 2, but you want them to become smaller. And that is your preferred 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 or 3 or 3. At some stage it breaks to the upside. And this is what I like about super. If it can hold the 786 you have a beautiful big 1-2 and you have a smaller second 1-2, but it has to hold that level. And if it can hold this level and it starts chopping a little bit more sideways, this wave to the upside is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, because after a 1-2, what do you get? 3. And that 3 is crazy to the upside. So, Jack, here is your technical analysis on AR. So, if the 786 can hold, this is what I'm looking at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let me put on the lines because everyone wants to see the lines. And then inside of your third wave, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just move it, you know, just move it. Make this a different micro. Let's make that micro, make it a different color, make it green. There we go. So in the most bullish case scenario, that is what I'm seeing. Okay, don't look at the targets. Don't look at the targets. Look at the structure. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay, so that could get quite punchy here to the upside. From a target perspective, okay, let me give you my conservative target over here because the logarithmic targets are absolutely insane. I wouldn't advise. I mean, look at how big those waves are to the upside. So from a logarithmic perspective, what you would like to see from a conservative perspective is you want to see at least a $3.6 super. That's it. Or a 4.4, because this could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. But I mean, this is the zone where you want to start taking profits. So maximum here by $4.4, right? That's where I will typically, I'm out. Okay, right. But I mean, that's still an insane gain here to the upside. Okay, so that is taking my ruler from where price is at the moment to, I mean, that's 4x, that is 5.4x. And I just have to stress, Jack, that this is my conservative target. Okay? Because third waves, like I've done over here, these little bad boys, they love 618 levels. So it can go to the 1.618, 2.618, 3.618, 4, 5, you get the point. It can just continue until it slows down. Third waves have no target. All we know is that they love the 618 targets. And it is stated in Elliott wave theory that you at least want a third wave to tap the 1.618. This is why I always tell people to take profits in the zone. That's exactly what happened to ADA. We tapped the 1.618 to perfection. ADA had that massive rampage to the upside and we fell down, right? Tapped the 1.618 to perfection. And so you just never know. It's where you need to start taking profits. So Jack, there you go on the technical analysis on Super. Hope you enjoyed. Right. What do you think on the charts? Can we see lows again? Hi, 𝗬𝗚𝘆𝗽𝗍 got huge news today from Donald Trump, World Liberty Financial. Yes, I saw the breakout on 𝗖𝗍. I do have a spot bag of 𝗖𝗍. I unfortunately didn't have an alarm, but I saw the breakout and I did go through the technical analysis in terms of what I would like to see to build a swing trade to the upside. Okay, so already gone through 𝗖𝗍. What? Respectfully, what is this? Respectfully, you're a mod. Asking Dewald if he can prove there is withdrawals on weeks. Yes, I withdraw money all the time on weeks. I'm not sure what you mean. I will even give it, you know, maybe I'll even do a giveaway and I will send money from weeks, $50 or something to a competition winner. I will do that. No problemo. I have successfully withdrawn cash from weeks. No problem. Right. I'm not going to promote an exchange that you are unable to withdraw your funds. I mean, that is not on at all. Okay. I will not promote an exchange like that. So I have to address this question. Okay. Right. Cool. Legends, I have unfortunately run out of time. Been here for more than 2 hours. I will be back tomorrow. It's going to be a very interesting live stream tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. And remember, the special on weeks, $100 for free, is still on the cards. If you do have $200 to deposit to gain an extra $100, you know what to do. Legends, until the next one, cheers for now.